Okay, hi everyone. I'm sat in my garden this week, and it's highly likely that someone will come and join us on the video today. Small humans, maybe even a cat. We are looking at the fourth pillar of unschooling this week. If you read about unschooling, sometimes these pillars that I've been talking about are referred to as principles, so the principles of unschooling, and frequently there can be reference to 5 pillars of unschooling, whereas we're going for 6. And this is the one that more often than not gets amalgamated into some of the others, so it gets talked about as part of the other pillars of unschooling, but I wasn't persuaded in any way to do that, and I thought that very strongly felt that it deserved to stand alone. So this week we're doing the 4th pillar of unschooling, and we're talking about nurturing our children as individuals and supporting their self-expression. So really valuing who they are as unique human beings, enabling them to become the best version of themselves that they can, and just nurturing their true self and their own identities. Our children are born with their own individuality, and I really think that needs celebrating. They come with their own fingerprint, and not just their own fingerprint, but their own set of skills and their own personalities and their own styles. And there is this individual life path for them, and that whoever they are and whatever their unique self is, there is room for them in the world. So we are looking to see that little spark in them, that little light that is theirs, and embrace them and embrace that, and fuel their individuality and that little spark, that light that we can see. So we're celebrating them as individuals, and part of this is about advocating for them. So when they express their voice and express their individuality, that we stand with them on that platform that they're doing it from, and that we say it's okay for them to be doing this, and it's okay for them to be who they are, and it's okay for them to have a voice and to share their opinion, and that those things are valid and valuable in our families and our communities. One of the reasons that I felt that this undeniably should stand alone is because we are ourselves here as a neurodiverse family, and if one of the things that having neurodiverse children has taught me, because they express it very, very clearly, is that our differences are part of our own unique design as individuals, and that they have a positive contribution to the world. So we see them as beautiful and amazing people just the way they are, without the need to try and alter that, and without the need for that to be confined or restricted or shamed in any way. We've been joined by children in the garden. You might be able to hear them playing. So one of the things that we almost give our children when we support them in this way, when we nurture who they are as humans, is we give them this cultural security and this identity in themselves. So they know who they are, they're valued for who they are, and they know their place strongly in their family, and then consequently in their communities and in their culture. One of the skills we give our children when we approach life in this way is we give them the ability to be heard and to speak out, and then when you sit or discuss things in the context of your family and you are faced with different opinions, different needs, you repeatedly go through this process of discussion and problem solving and thinking of how we can meet everybody's needs. And instead of having a system or a process whereby there is only one answer and everybody must conform to that regardless of how that makes them feel or whether they agree with it or not, what we actually create is a place where people are able to bring their own thoughts to the table, their own ideas, their own preferences, and we are able to discuss those and work out a solution whereby everybody is happy with the outcome. I'm hoping that in some ways this will lead to a kinder and more compassionate future for them, and that they will continue to either find communities that operate in this way or bring that understanding to the communities that they will inevitably be in. I'm hoping that they will be passionate about their own lives and their own talents and their own skills without embarrassment or fear. I'm hoping that they will be confident with who they are, knowing where they belong and knowing their own selves. I'm hoping that they'll be secure with their skill set, confident, valued for their contributions, their unique contributions to the world, whatever those might be. When we start to value our own children and start to see their own uniqueness as something special and to be nurtured, it can really cause us to look back on our own selves. And I think we need to be an example to our children in this way, that we need to understand our own selves in this perspective, that we learn to trust ourselves, that we learn to value ourselves, and that we become secure in our own identity, that when we're bringing discussion and thoughts about how our day might look, or where we might like to go on holiday, or what we're going to eat, that we actually bring our own opinions and our own selves to the debate as well, that we're able to represent our own authenticness, our strengths and our weaknesses, and that we courageously live our own stories. We really want our children to know, and maybe it is something that you need to know as well, that you have a place in the world just as the person that you are, and that your contribution is valid. Next week we're going to start looking at actual learning. or the first 4 pillars of unschooling, you may have noticed, are really about how we live our lives, a little bit about parenting, being together as a family unit, and the consequences of those things are, a secure and safe place for our children to learn, and how that learning happens because of those things we've put in place. So the 5th and the 6th pillar of unschooling that we're going to talk about are specifically related to supporting our children's learning and how we go about that and what that might look like. As always, I've written more on the website about supporting our children's self-expression and nurturing who they are, so I'll put some links below. You can always subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is the red button, and you can head over to my Facebook page where I put up links regularly when I've blogged and other unschooling information. So hopefully I will catch you there. Bye.